UFC 317 is this weekend, and this card, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Is it International Fight Week standard? I'm not too sure, but the main event is amazing. Ilia versus Charles Oliveira. We have the co-main, which is also a title fight. Kai Kara-France versus Alejandre Pantoja. We've got a bunch of good fights on this card. Yeah, I'm going to start with the prelims, and then I'm going to move on to the main card. Starting off with the first fight of the night, Niko Price versus Jacoby Smith. Look, bro, everyone on this fucking app, okay, is clowning Niko Price, and rightfully so, in my opinion. This guy is shit, okay? He lost his last fight by knockout, I believe. I can't remember who it was. It was some guy called Matthews. I haven't watched too much tape on the guy he got knocked out by, but yeah, bro, this guy's just old. He's not built for the welterweight division at the moment. The welterweight division is moving so quickly. Jacoby Smith is looking like a very hot prospect. He did knock out his last opponent. His movement's amazing. He's extremely explosive. He's in and out very quickly. Very good kicks to the body, very good leg kicks. His hooks are very damaging as well. I think he's going to absolutely piece him up, and I'm saying a round one knockout for Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith. I think this guy really is him. It's hard to say how he's gonna be in the how he's gonna be ranked in the future. Like, we don't know if this guy's actually gonna be a top contender, because he did knock out his previous opponent in one round. Like, that's not, although that's very impressive, it's not very indicative of what you're gonna be in the future. But yeah, I think he's gonna knock out Niko Price in the first round as well. And then hopefully he does get a tougher challenge for his next fight, so that we can actually gauge whether this guy is going to be a top contender for a while. You know, someone who's going to challenge for the title. So yeah, I am going to go with Jacoby Smith by knockout. Next fight of the night, Jonathan Deniz versus Alvin Hines. I'll be so real. Jonathan Deniz is going to fuck this guy up. He actually has pretty good striking for the heavyweight division. He's not amazing, but you know, if you can throw a jab 1-2, and it's not looping in the heavyweight division, you're going to go pretty far. All the heavyweight strikers that seem to get outstruck are people who have these very loopy passes out. The striking is just really shit in the heavyweight division. And so if you're able to throw really good straight punches, if you actually know how to manage distance, then you're going to go pretty far. Jonathan Deniz was doing pretty well against Marcin Tybura. I know Marcin Tybura he was on late notice for that fight, but he was doing pretty well. You know, Marcin Tybura, regardless of whether he's late notice or not, he is still going to be a tough challenge. And he did win that fight. He won that fight by, via grappling. So unless this Alvin Hines guy, I have not watched any tape on him, unless this guy is like a very certified grappler, I don't think he's going to win this fight. I am going to go with Jonathan Deniz by TKO. He doesn't, I can't remember what his fights were before the Marcin Tybura fight, but he doesn't look like he has knockout power or one-punch knockout power. So yeah, I am going to go with TKO for Jonathan Deniz, probably in round 2. I think this guy's on short notice. He's definitely going to gas out. It is heavyweight, so yeah, probably a TKO for Jonathan Deniz. Next fight of the night, Cedric Dumas, 21 Savage, whatever you want to call him, versus Jackson McAvee. Yeah, I'm going to go with Cedric Dumas, which is... I can't remember the last time this guy won. I actually don't know when this guy won. I didn't bother to watch any of his footage, because I did watch his fight against Oleksiejczuk. He's just not impressive in any way. I do think he's going to win this fight, but like, I don't know how, to be honest. I haven't seen him finish a fight. I don't know if he's a grappling threat. But the thing with Cedric Dumas is that he gets backed up a lot. If you're big, he's quite skinny for the middleweight division. If you're a big middleweight, you're going to easily back this guy up. He doesn't like getting hit. He doesn't like getting pushed towards the fence. Yeah, if Jackson McVeigh is like a pressure boxer or like a pressure wrestler / boxer, I really think he's going to win this fight, and it's going to be pretty embarrassing. I think Cedric Dumas would get cut from the UFC, but I really hope he doesn't. Like, he seems like he has a lot of things going on in his life. Like, genuinely, like, he has a lot of personal issues. So yeah, I hope he wins for his sake, because if he doesn't, he's going to get cut from the UFC, and who knows what's going to happen to him after that. But yeah, I am going to go with Cedric Dumas via hope. I do hope he wins that fight. Next fight of the night, Terence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshev. This is a hard fight. Terence McKinney has a very, very, very sus chin. It seems as though everyone has been able to chin this guy. He did win his last fight by knockout, I believe, but it's hard to say who's going to win this fight. Vyacheslav Borshev is durable as fuck. He went, I think his last fight was against Tom Nolan. That was it was in February. He's so tough. Even when Tom Nolan was hitting him with crazy shots, shots that would probably lead to a TKO if it was someone else, he was able to survive. He was able to scramble. He was able to initiate some kind of grappling to keep himself safe. Now, I do believe Terrence McKinney has more power than Tom Nolan. I don't know if he has 3-round cardio. He blitzes so much. He explodes so much in the first round. But when he does that, he does usually land. It's not as if he's like exploding and hoping for something to land. No, he explodes and he usually does like piece people up. The best example of that is Drew Dober. Drew Dober, I don't know how he survived in his fight against Terrence McKinney and how he somehow managed to knock him out instead. Obviously, Drew Dober's Drew Dobler, what the fuck am I saying? Yeah, you know, he's the minority hunter, so he was able to do that. But this is a hard fight, but I am going to go with Terrence McKinney. I think he's probably going to knock out Vyacheslav Borshev. He's taken so much damage. He's not even that old. He looks old as fuck, but I just think he's taken way too much damage. I think Terrence McKinney's just going to piece him up in the first round. Probably a round 1, round 2 TKO for Terrence McKinney, because I don't think he's going to absolutely cold Vyacheslav Borshev. That's just not how he goes out. So yeah, I'm going to go with Terrence McKinney, first round or second round TKO. Next fight of the night. Viviane Araujo, I don't know how to say her name, versus Tracy Cortez. You know, every time there's a Tracy Cortez fight, I always pick her, and it's not because of her skills, it's because of how she looks. But I am still going to pick her in this fight. I think she has pretty good boxing. Her last win was against Jasmine Jasudavicius, who's a very good contender within this division. I believe she is going to win this fight. Viviane she was fighting that fucking brute of a woman. I forgot her name. I think her surname's Silva in her previous fight. And she was able to weather the storm. She was able to come back and initiate grappling exchanges. But I think Tracy Cortez, she herself does have pretty good grappling. She's no slouch when it comes to grappling. She's quite strong. She has very good, obviously we all know she has a very good base, you know, very strong glutes. Yeah, I think it's probably going to go to the decision. I can't remember the last time Tracy Cortez finished someone, but I do believe she's going to win this fight via decision. Probably just better hands, able to clinch up against the fence, waste some time, just get the better of Viviane in most of the exchanges. So I am going to go with Tracy Cortez. Next fight of the night. I also want to say she does have 5-round cardio. She has proven that she can go 5 rounds because she went 5 rounds with Rose Namajunas. I believe I might be a casual for forgetting that, but I don't think it was a 3-round fight. I do think it was a 5-round fight, but yeah. Next fight of the night, Haider Emil versus Jose Delgado. Haider Emil is the definition of a marauder. This guy just moves forward, leg kicks, body shot, then mixes it up to the top. But his boxing isn't that good. He relies on putting on so much pressure to land. He doesn't actually... It's not that he's precise. He's hoping that your defense will just wilt over time, and that he will just somehow end up landing these body shots, these punches to the face. Jose Delgado is very slick. He switches stances a lot. He threatens a lot of uppercuts as well, which I think is going to be very important in this fight. In his previous fight, he threatened a lot of uppercuts, a lot of knees up the middle, just in case, you know, his opponent wanted to try and take him down. He has very good counter-striking, which I think is also going to be the key in this fight. Whenever you have someone who blitzes in with you, if you're able to counter very well, if you have very good hooks, someone like Izzy back in his prime, you know, if you're able to lean back, hook, hit someone with hooks, hit someone with knees, uppercuts, then I really think he's going to... Yeah, I think that's his path to victory in this fight. Simply because Haider Emil is also short as fuck. Like, I understand that he pushes the pace a lot, but he's short as fuck. And I think uppercut, any attack up the middle is going to be successful for Jose Delgado. And he looks super fast. He's not undefeated. He's 8-1, but he is basically undefeated in the UFC. He is undefeated in the UFC. I know he just came off his... he's only had 1 fight in the UFC. He had the Dana White Contender Series fight and then his previous fight, which he won by knockout. But I do believe he has good momentum going into this fight. Even though Haider Emil is undefeated, I just don't think... It's not the same. It's just not the same. It's not like an Ilia Topuria type of undefeated, you know? It's just it's so different. So yeah, I am going to go with Haider Emil to win that fight. Next fight of the night, Jack Hermansson versus Gregory Rodriguez. Bro, every time Gregory Rodriguez goes into that fucking cage, I get scared for his opponent. When Jared Cannonier beat the shit out of Gregory Rodriguez, it was like the sun came up on like a sunless fucking planet. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was so happy that he did it. But Gregory Rodriguez is so explosive. His kicks, bro, you know when Joe Rogan says it's like a baseball bat? It genuinely, it looks like he's hitting someone with a baseball bat whenever he kicks someone. Jack Hermansson's getting pretty old. I don't know if he still has title aspirations. I really don't know what his mentality is going into this fight. I know he's coming off of a win, but he's taken a year and a half out of the sport. And the way he won his fight with Joe Pyfer wasn't by dominating all 5 rounds. It was by coming back in the last 3 rounds, and he used his grappling and wrestling to win that fight, banking on the fact that Joe Pyfer would be gassed. 3 rounds is like a perfect situation for Gregory Rodriguez. When it comes to cardio, he doesn't have amazing cardio, but 3-round cardio is very good endurance, and he's explosive all the way through. I think he's just going to hit him with insane body shots. I think he's going to drop him multiple times as well. I think he's just going to be too much. He has such heavy pressure. He's so physically imposing. I am going to go with Gregory Rodriguez to win this fight. Probably, I think it's going to go to decision. Gregory Rodriguez, even though he's super powerful, he doesn't just completely chin people. He doesn't one-shot, he doesn't have one-shot KO power. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to finish Jack Hermansson. I think Jack Hermansson is going to be able to grapple probably in the 3rd round, try and stall a bit. Gregory Rodriguez himself has pretty good grappling, but I do think he is going to win this fight. Probably, if not decision, I would say round 3 TKO, to be honest. I could see that happening. Next fight, we're on the main card now. Next fight of the night, Payton Talbott versus Felipe Lima. Let's be real. Felipe Lima is going to win this fight. I understand that Payton Talbott has good striking, but the issue I have with Payton Talbott's striking, he's so upright. Like, his back is completely straight. He's so vertical when he strikes. And I think he's so, regardless of whether he's worked on his takedowns or not, or on his takedown defense or not, I think people are still gonna have a very good time, a very easy time taking him down, simply because he stands up so straight. You can't stand up straight and expect to be able to push your hips back if someone's going in for a double leg, or try and sprawl. You just can't do it when you're so straight up. And Felipe Lima is explosive as fuck, and he hides his takedowns very well. He will go for like a 1-2, go for a takedown. Or if he goes for a 1-2, he'll wait for you to counter and then initiate the takedown. I just think he's going to be able to mix it up very well in this fight. The only worry I have for Felipe Lima is that he tries to be so creative sometimes. He tries to do a bit too much. Like, he'll try to go for a spinning wheel kick or something of that nature. Like, he just tries to do dumb creative shit sometimes, and it will get him in trouble in fights. Like in his last fight against Miles John, I think it was Miles John or Miles Johnson, whatever his name was. And Payton Talbott does have very good counter striking. He does have good straight punches. I will give him that. I'm not going to shit on him like completely. His striking is good. But I just think when it comes to someone who can actually mix it up, someone who has very good striking as well as very good grappling, I think he will probably lose those fights majority of the time. And he doesn't seem like he's fully into the sport at this, like, as well. Just the way he carries himself doesn't seem like he genuinely wants to be a champion. So yeah, I am going to go with Felipe Lima, probably by decision. I could also see submission. He does have good submissions as well, but I am going to go with decision for Felipe Lima. Now, this is my most anticipated fight of this card. Joshua Van versus Brandon Royval. Bro, I have watched so much tape on these two. I didn't watch Brandon Royval's fight against, not Ray Soria, that's who Joshua Van fought two fights ago, against Tatsuro Taira. I didn't watch that fight because I just don't think stylistically it would make sense to compare Joshua Van to Tatsuro Taira. I know that Brandon Royval looked very good in that fight. His striking looked very good in that fight. But Tatsuro Taira has no head movement. His footwork is horrible. On the feet, his footwork is horrible. He only tries to take you down. And that was the main flaw within that fight. His main goal, his sole goal is to take you down and grapple you. And he does have success doing that. And so that made the striking of Brandon Royval look very good in that fight. But you look 2 fights ago against Brandon Moreno. I think it was 2 fights ago. I might be mistaken. But yeah, 2 fights ago, his fight against Brandon Moreno, number 2, he gets hit. Especially with someone who has good boxing, he gets hit. And another thing I want to say, in MMA, if you're a pure boxer, and I actually mean like a pure boxer, like an Ilia Topuria type boxer, I think you will always do better against someone who's a pure kickboxer. Simply because kickboxers like to keep you at the end of their range. They like to hold you at the end of their jab, hit you with straights at the end of their, like just at the end of the void, if you will. They like to hook you at the end. They like to kick you at range. They like to stay at range majority of the time. Because as soon as it comes close, their boxing isn't on the level of someone else who is a pure boxer. And so they will always get pieced up in the pocket. And I just think Joshua Van has very good pure boxing. Like, I know someone will say, oh, but like, when I say pure boxing, I mean like true pure boxing. I don't mean like a fucking Sean Strickland type of pure boxing, okay? That guy's he's not a good boxer. He's so shit, okay? I'm sorry to go on this rant, but he's shit. But yeah, Joshua Van has very good in-range boxing. He closes the distance very well. He has good leg kicks. Sometimes he goes for body kicks. That is one thing I will say. The stances in this fight are Joshua Van's orthodox versus Brandon Royval in southpaw. So I do think the body kicks are going to be an issue for Joshua Van. He is probably going to get hit quite a bit to the body just because of the open stance. And the leg kicks won't be that much of an issue. So that's one tool out of Joshua Van's toolbox, I would say. Like, I don't think his leg kicks are going to be that much of an issue because of the stance battle. But I just think his ability to get in range, his output is insane as well. He will always, there isn't a point where he isn't trying to throw a jab. He's always trying to throw the jab. He's always trying to throw a right hand. He's always trying to hit you no matter what. Yeah, I really think he's going to win this fight. In his previous fight, my main thought was, I think Joshua Van's going to be a future champion, but I don't know if he's going to be a champion on his current run. Because I feel like there's like a tiny bit missing out of his game. I know his takedown defense is very good. I know his boxing's very good. I acknowledge that. That's why I'm picking him to win this fight. But Brandon Royval is very good himself. And I think against southpaw fighters, against people who are southpaw, he does have trouble because he will get kicked to the body a lot. And the possibility of a head kick is there as well. That was one thing in the first round against Charles Johnson, where he was having a bit of trouble with. I wouldn't say like it was the main issue in that fight, but he was having trouble with the body kick, the head kick. Just a lot of people are able to mix it up a lot against him when they're in southpaw. So yeah, I am gonna go with Joshua Van to win this fight, but I'm gonna be so worried for him. I really hope he does win, because if he does win, I do think he becomes champion in the future. Yeah, I am gonna go with Joshua Van to win this fight. Probably by decision, that's what I'll say. Probably by decision. Next fight of the night, Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. I feel like this is such an easy pick, to be honest. I think I'm going to go with Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush is still good. He's not even that... Well, he's the same age as Renato Moicano. I know people say he looks slow, but he's always been slow. He's never been this like super explosive, super fast type of fighter. That's just not who he is. Yeah, I don't know what Moicano is going to do in this fight. Is he going to initiate grappling? Dariush has amazing grappling himself. He has very good striking as well. He's very powerful too. That's one thing that Moicano is missing in his game. He's not that powerful. And his striking isn't that good. Like, he has pretty good straight punches, but it's not like, it's never been an issue for anyone. I've never watched the Moicano fight and said, wow, his striking's actually really good. That's just not the case with Moicano. Dariush has crazy power. He closes distance very well as well. I think Moicano has a range advantage. I think he has the reach advantage. But yeah, Dariush closes range really well. I think when it comes to grappling exchanges, I think it's going to be very even, but I think Dariush is stronger than Moicano. Although if Moicano does take top position, I think it will be pretty dangerous for Dariush. He does have very good ground and pound. But I still think Dariush is going to win this fight. I think it's going to be a decision. I think he's had more time to prepare for Moicano as well. Moicano had to prepare for him, then fight Islam on short notice. And he's coming off of a loss. I know it's to the champ, but still, he's coming off of a loss where before that he was actually gaining momentum. So many fans were supporting him to win, to keep on going on this run. And I think his mentality is a bit different. He got paid really well in that fight, and I don't know if he has the same. I wouldn't say he had the hunger to be champion before, but he had the hunger to make a lot of money because he knew he wasn't making that much money in the first place. But when he took that fight against Islam, he did make a lot of money. And I don't know if the motivation to train for someone like Dariush is the same. Whereas Dariush's mentality going into this fight, he probably just wants to get back in there and prove a point, you know. He was supposed to fight Moicano in January. He didn't. Moicano was the one that got pulled to fight Islam. So I think he's going to come into this fight with way more motivation and way more will to win. So yeah, I am going to go with Dariush via decision. Now, on to the co-main event of the evening. Alejandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. This is the same shit that I was saying on the last card. I think logic tells me that Alejandre Pantoja is going to win this fight. But Pantoja tries to move forward too much. And against someone like Brandon Moreno, who likes to have distance, against someone like Steve Ersteg, who likes to box you from the outside, or kickbox you from the outside, he likes to leg kick you, he likes to have range. I think he will be successful with his style where he just tries to maraud forward. He doesn't care what you punch him with. He will just maraud forward. But against someone like Kai Kara France, that's just not, you can't have that style. He himself has pretty good grappling. Kai Kara France, he has good grappling. So if he does try to maraud forward and initiate grappling exchanges, I think he's going to be able to, get double underhooks, shuck him off, and then reset. And then when there's that reset, I think that's when Kai Kara France is going to have success. He's going to be able to reset, and then Pantoja is going to be, for 1 second, he's not going to be the one pushing forward. And I think that's when Kai Kara France is going to be the one blitzing forward. He's going to hit him with body shots. He is going to mix it up, body, head, lots of leg kicks, lots of body kicks. I don't know if his cardio is going to sustain for 5 rounds. I think this is going to be an insanely high-octane fight. Very high output from both of them. I don't know if the grappling is going to be much of a factor in this fight. I don't think anyone's going to take anyone down. I think majority of it is just going to be clinch striking or clinch up against the fence. I don't think it's going to be a lot of takedowns. A lot of takedowns will probably be attempted by Pantoja, but I don't think he's actually going to be successful with those takedowns. And I think because of that, because of the fact that he's going to be stopped, because of the fact that there's going to be a lot of resets after Kai Kara France disengages from a clinch position, I think that's when he gains the upper hand. But in me saying that, I think Pantoja just knows how to win at the same time. He's a very good fighter. He's proven it over and over again that he just knows how to win. His pace is insane. His chin is insane. But I just think that style that he has is going to be his downfall in this fight. I don't think he's going to chin Pantoja, but I think he's going to hurt him on multiple occasions. I am going to go with Kai Kara France by 48-47 split decision. Yeah, I think it's going to be a super close fight. Probably fight of the night contender. I don't know if it's going to be fight of the year, because I do think there's going to be a lot of clinch exchanges, but yeah, and I think they're probably going to slow down towards the end of the fight. So yeah, I'm going to go with Kai Kara-France, 48-47 split decision. I think it could go either way. I really don't want to pick against Pantoja, because I just know how risky it is picking against him. But I do believe in Kai Kara-France. I think CKB is having a resurgence with their athletes. I think they're on their shit when it comes to programming, and yeah, just everything is they're on top of everything. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I'm fucking stuttering so much. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kai Kara-France to win the co-main event of the evening. And now on to the main event. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. This fight, for me, I have gone like back and forth so much. Just in my own head, I've gone back and forth on who wins this fight. I think Ilia moving to lightweight right now is a very good move for him, especially with Islam being outside of the division, and especially with Arman not being very liked by the UFC. I think Charles Oliveira is a very tough matchup for him, but I do believe he can beat him. I think Ilia can beat Charles. This fight is so hard, because even now, like, I'm thinking about it, and Charles just offers so much to Ilia that he hasn't faced before. And what I mean by that is, Ilia has only gone 5 rounds once in his career, and it's against Josh Emmett. Now, that's a very impressive thing to do, but when you're going 5 rounds against Josh Emmett, there's one thing that's very clear. Josh Emmett is specifically a striker. He doesn't try to initiate takedowns. He doesn't even fake takedowns very well at all. And I think that's why he was able to go 5 rounds and still have pop. You know, he was still able to drop Josh Emmett in the 5th round of their fight. Whereas in a fight against Charles Oliveira will clinch. He will clinch you. He will hit you with knees. He will try and elbow you. He will try to go for takedowns even if Ilia can stuff them. And I think his style wears on, Charles Oliveira's style wears on your shoulders so much. When he has you up against the fence, if he does get Ilia up against the fence, he wears on you so much. He's very strong for the division. He's very big for the division. I think he is going to be stronger than Ilia. I think he is going to have him up against the fence quite a bit in this fight. And I think he's going to wear out Ilia's shoulders a lot in this fight. I don't think Ilia's going to knock... I think the only way Ilia knocks him out is in the first 2 rounds. I think by the time it gets to the 3rd round, I think Ilia's shoulders are going to be very tired. I think... it's so hard to say. I think Ilia's probably going to win this fight via decision, if I had to say. Or... bro... Probably TKO as well. I think... in my head, I keep on going back and forth on it. I think Ilia's going to win this fight. I think he is going to win this fight via TKO probably. Even though Charles Oliveira has very good knees up the middle, he showed very good takedowns against Michael Chandler. Although everyone's taking Michael Chandler down nowadays, like, I don't think it's a very impressive feat to take Michael Chandler down. He showed that he's very strong. He's evolved his game quite a bit now. If he has to say, if he has to take the safe route, he will take the safe route. He will try and clinch. He will try and grapple. He will make it boring if he has to. I don't think he's the super fun fighter that he was when he was on his title run. But I don't blame him for it. You know, he did get knocked down and submitted by Islam. I don't blame him for wanting to stay safe, especially against someone like Ilia. But bro, he's just different, bro. Like, that's just what it is. He's just different. I think he's filling out very well for lightweight. I think Charles Oliveira's style of moving forward all the time, not wanting to be on the back foot, is going to be very favorable for Ilia. And yeah, he does have good takedown defense. I know everyone's saying oh bro, he has a jiu-jitsu background. Cool, I understand, but he hasn't shown that much in the UFC. Who has he shown it against? Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall is shit. Shown it against Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell is literally moving down in weight. I know he's a pretty big featherweight, but if he's able to make bantamweight, he's a small guy, okay, especially compared to Ilia. So I think his success in grappling in the UFC has simply been because he's been way bigger than his opponents, and the strength has been the determining factor. I don't think he submits Charles Oliveira, but I am gonna go with Ilia via TKO. I think, to be honest, a body shot's probably gonna initiate the TKO. I think Charles Oliveira is probably going to be tired in the third and fourth round himself. Like, not tired, but fatigued. He's probably going to be a bit more sloppy with his clinch striking, his Muay Thai clinch initiations in the first place. He's probably going to be more sloppy. And his knees are probably going to be... He's probably going to be slower with trying to knee Ilia, and I just see him ripping to the body, disengaging, pushing forward, body, head. I just see him putting it on him on the third round. I think I'm going to go with a third round TKO for Ilia, probably similar to the way he TKO'd Max. Probably hit him with... I think he's going to hit him with something to the body where it really hurts Charles, and he's backing up, and I think that's just going to be the end of the fight. That's going to be the ending sequence. He's going to hit him to the body. Charles is going to back up, move to the fence. He's going to try and probably initiate some kind of takedown. I see Ilia just pushing him off and just ripping to the body, going to the head. And it's probably going to be sad. I don't know if he chins him completely, but I think the ref is definitely going to come in. The ref, I don't know who. If it's Mark Goddard, it's probably going to be a TKO. If it's someone else, it's probably going to be a KO. Mark Goddard genuinely, like, he takes into consideration the guy you're getting punched by, which, to be honest, sometimes I really don't like. Yeah, like he's had some like really early stoppages because in his mind, I think he thinks, oh my God, this guy hits way too hard. He can't be taking any more punches. When sometimes, like, you just need to let the fighter try and escape, because you never know. And if it's ruled, if people call it an early stoppage, it like makes it an asterisk for someone like Ilia, where he probably would have, like, for example, the Izzy fight, okay, the first Izzy fight. I don't know if I want to call it early stoppage, but just give him the chance to survive. You never know what's going to happen, you know? And then same with the first Alex fight. Give him the chance to, Alex versus Yuri fight. Just give him the chance to survive. You don't know what's gonna happen. Just because Alex is a really hard hitter doesn't mean you stop the fight earlier just to save the guy, because you don't know the outcome of the fight. So I really hope it isn't Mark Goddard, just because I know he's gonna step in early if Charles gets hurt. But yeah, I am gonna go with Ilia. Sorry for that rant. I am gonna go with Ilia via round 3 TKO. I don't think he's gonna KO Charles, but I do think he is gonna TKO him. Yeah, those are my predictions for this fight night. This is my prediction for UFC 317. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you agree or disagree with. Again, I am trying to be more active with this channel, but I'm just trying to figure out how I want to upload. Right now, I'm only doing predictions until I have like a, I don't want to burn myself out too quickly when it comes to MMA YouTube, because I feel like the formula with MMA YouTube is to just upload as much as you can. And I don't want to do that in the beginning and just burn myself out doing something doing like styles of videos that don't suit me, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, tune in for the next video. I'm probably going to make a video talking about the fight nights coming up soon, Imova versus Kyle Bahayo. Yeah, subscribe, like, do all the shabazz, and yeah, OTL.